Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, we will be going over our recommendations for Cstore ships from the year 2023. Now, before we get into this video, captains, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. But also, if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing to our YouTube bridge. We're always on the lookout for like-minded captains where we share our love, our passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now, with that said, here we go. Captains, as we did with our previous video in recommending the premium starships from the Event 5 campaign, this is kind of tied into that, but this is actually going over the previous starships that were released in 2023. So what we're going to do is go over them, drop the two ECs, and then at the end give our conclusion. So with both bridges, the PC bridge and the console bridge, is done with the event campaign. And of course, the new changes coming with the upcoming event campaign for 2024, especially with now us getting premium ships, but also the tier 6 2-ship coupons, I should say. It's a great time for us to just recommend ships, but I wanted to go specifically over the ones that were released in 2023. So what we're going to do is go over them, as we mentioned, just like we did in our premium tier 6 starship video, and then of course ECs will be dropped. So let's put that on screen here. We're going to start with the Resolute. Now, this wasn't a ship necessarily, but it was still released in the Cstore in 2023. Now, this was a crossover done with Resurgence, and in that small amount of time that they made this available, which is right here, October 12th to November 30th, we were able to claim this skin only, and that was both the PC and the console bridge. And it's great. I loved Resurgence when I played that game, and this ship really was a character onto itself, and it really felt grand in that game, and I'm glad they actually gave it to us. So I'm putting this there first off. Now, we're gonna not necessarily go from not really a ranking system, but just more or less going from what we thought was awesome to what was like really awesome in terms of scale. So that's the first one, the Resolute, and I hope in the future that they make this skin available again for those who missed out on it, because if you didn't claim it within that time, at this moment as I'm recording of this video, you aren't able to get this. So hopefully, and again, this was a Miranda for any Miranda class, so of course this added to the kit bash ability, which only thing it added was nacelles, I think, the saucer and the secondary deflector there. So there is that. Next up, I think that was also released last year, was the Flashback bundle, the Starfleet Flashback bundle, which included 3 ships. It was the T6 Augur Temporal Science Vessel, the Justiciar, and the T6 Cyclone, none of which we don't have yet, but we wanted it. But then when this bundle released, we waited, and then another bundle came up, but we'll go over that in a little bit. So here's the Augur here, and it's an okay looking ship, I'm not gonna lie. And for us, it has some nostalgic value because I named this ship after one of our good friends, and who doesn't play the game anymore, but they gifted us this ship, actually the mirror version of this, and the reason why we flew it back then was in honor of them. So it was a sci ship, and do I recommend it? Yeah, it just for that alone. And I know a lot of you captains who started before we did and actually played in beta know of the old tier 6 skins, and one of them here that we were kind of looking forward to seeing was the Justiciar Command Star Cruiser. Now, this is a great tanking platform from what I've been told, especially by one of our good friends, Nick, and it does really well, apparently. But the only thing I can't get over is the actual deflector. It just looks kind of off a little bit, but regardless, performance-wise, it does perform really well. Now, the ship that we'll eventually get is this, the T6 Cyclone Intel Escort. I love the way that it looks, and I'm pretty sure if we kit bash it with what pieces we have, you can get a great looking starship. And I heard the console, I think, on this was pretty good. Console trait, or regardless, for us captains, a lot of our decisions that we make in terms of getting a ship is first and foremost about the looks, and it's always bonus if the trait and console are great, and that's something we can use kind of in the end game. But this does look good. It's one of the rare occasions where I actually do like Cryptic's designs. Federation wise, this ship fits that bill. Next up here, we're gonna go to the legendary Valdore, which came in that strike bundle with the Akira. Now, this ship actually was shown, that skin, I should say, in the lower decks, which is awesome. That's how we got this in game, and so that's pretty cool, especially for those who love the Romulan factions. You can get your lower decks love on too. And all they did was, I think, was just add that fin. That's about it. But it's a great ship regardless. You get all skins, and it's a legendary version. So this was a 2-for-1. It is a Cstore bundle only, obviously, but you can get this account on lock. Not unlike the premium ships, it's only one shot. This, of course, you can get on your account. And it's a great ship. We've had fun with it as well. But the reason why primarily we got this bundle was the legendary Akira. This ship, when I first saw it in first contact, I fell in love with it right away. And it's probably because of the torpedo launcher, and we've been waiting for so long for a command Akira, because when they released the T6 Akira back then, it was just like a pilot, I think. It just didn't make sense. This should have been first and foremost and always a torpedo platform, and they delivered. I think they delivered with this. I have no reservations in recommending this ship. Obviously, this whole bundle, it was great. You get your first contact deals on, along with some lower deck / Romulan deals with the first strike bundle. But the bundle that took me away from buying the flashback bundle was this. It was the Battlecruiser Legendary bundle, which came with the Bortasqu and the Inquiry. Now, we literally got it for both these ships. They're great. We were waiting on the legendary Bortasqu, of course, and we thought that should have been released in the year of the Klingon. But sure, if they plan it out this way, that's fine. I guess it just had to pair it up with the Inquiry, which, of course, this version has the brand new deflector. And captains, you know I love the Inquiry, but only at the angles that didn't show the barbecue grill. This actually had a deflector on it, and it looks absolutely great. But the Bortasqu was, of course, a torpedo platform, so it was a bonus for us. No brainer, we use this. This ship performs absolutely like a monster, and it did come with a special skin, and which looks good nonetheless. And of course, you got all that. So we finally got the legendary Bortasqu. We had to wait for this legendary bundle, but that's okay. But the main attraction for me in this bundle was this, the Inquiry itself, or the Avenger. They call it the legendary Avenger, and that is one of the reasons why, is that they changed the deflector from having the barbecue grill to an actual deflector. And that small change alone was enough, not only for me, but a bunch of other captains there. And she looks great. And it was the variant that was in Picard Season 3, but we never actually really saw it, other than maybe some little odd angles, but we never actually saw the deflector. But we made a video even before that we wanted that ship in game, and lo and behold, we got it in game. So, and performance-wise, it's great. It's really one of the best performing cannon platforms it can have in game, and it just looks cool. Like, it's just like a modern feeling Star Trek ship, and I love it. And for me personally, though, I use the beta nacelles on the Inquiry. I like these ones, but I like the longer look of the nacelles for my ship. So you get, again, with this bundle, you get both the Bortasqu and the Inquiry, and it's just an overall great bundle. If you have your torpedo platform and you also have your cannon platform all in one, just like kind of, I guess, this legendary bundle with the Valdore, but this is a stronger bundle in my opinion. And of course, lastly, we're going to go over what we got beginning of the year. And the timing of this particular video is right before they release, one, the full stats and ships for, well, they release the stats ships, the ships already for the 14th anniversary bundle, but this is before they come out with the stats of that. And this is how every year starts off with new Cstore ships, is the anniversary bundle. So that's why we wanted to make this video and release it here, so that you can also add this to your list, if possible, recommendations you're looking for, because I've seen a bunch of captains ask for recommendations. So we're going to do this, but we wanted to kind of focus on year 2023 because we're starting 2024 with the release of the 14th anniversary bundle. So we thought the timing was great. So captains, you know how I feel about this bundle. This had surprising ships for us. And personally, we did not get the bundle in its entirety because the two ships here, the premium ship choices, just didn't speak to us. Now, I know it did to a lot of other people. Now, originally it didn't have the STYX, but it was going to have their CROSSFIELD. And a lot of people didn't like that. And that's why they added the STYX. And that's why we feel at this point in time, as of recording of this video, that the 14th anniversary bundle will come with another one. But that video is already on our channel if you want to go check that out, captains. I'll link that actually at the end of this video. But going back to this, this really did have some surprise ships for us. Now, we only got 3 ships from this bundle. And the 3 ships were the Hydra, which is the Prometheus, the Monitor, the Nebula, aka Battle Pancake, type in the description below, Battle Pancake, and the Eagle. Now, I'm going to rank these ships because this was the big draw last year when it came to the Cstore ships and just, you know, an overall anniversary bundles. This is a strong bundle, but not as strong as the previous ones, in my opinion. I still think the 12 edges this one out. But again, this actually made me like a playstyle that I've never really liked before. Now, I know it did come with the Galax, and captains, you know I love the Galaxy. That, of course, includes the Galax. But we already have the legendary Galax. So we felt like, yeah, this is a ship that will probably get down the line. And when we find that maybe we're looking for something fresh and new with the Galax, we might consider that. But I'm going to start ranking these in this order. So the first one is the Hydra, Prometheus. Now, the Prometheus is one of my favorite Star Trek ships. And of course, we all know that came into existence in Star Trek Voyager. And this particular platform, performance-wise, does really, really well. And when these ships were released, a lot of captains on stream were using the ship. And yeah, this is a beast of a ship, no doubt, when it comes to cannons, energy builds, whatever you want to do. And the only thing I didn't really like about it was that its separation console only made you go to the alpha section, which I believe is just the saucer or the saucer section. Usually when I use the Prometheus, I like to be in the beta section, which is the mid part of it. But the console itself was also fun. This thing would just like separate and just blast a bunch of phasers, especially if it is good with pet builds, because all of your pets would go in one target and just blast it with phasers. So that's with the 3 ships here. That was, again, which is still top performing ship there. Next up was the Monitor. Now, that playstyle I was talking about was carrier builds. I never really cared for carriers or pets, but the Monitor definitely changed my mind. The Monitor really, for me, was my first carrier that I actually just wanted to fly and be in. Yeah, we got the Jirac Alliance carrier there, but this ship was like and of course, captains, you know I love my Nebby, my Battle Pancake, as I also call it. And I really had fun. I really did have fun, and the design of it really looked so sleek. The T6 mirror skin here really looked. I'm not sure if there's a skin here that we can kind of look at, but and the lore behind it, how this was kind of a support attack cruiser, and I loved it. And there it is right there. But it was a great actual fun ship to fly to as well, and loved the new hangar sort of pod that they put on it. And when you look at it from the side, it just looks great. And we actually look at that in the game here quickly, being the last 3 ships that we're going to be talking about here. But you're a carrier captain, you love your pet builds, definitely highly recommend you getting the Monitor. And the last ship that will be, and really surprised me, was the Eagle. And that's this bad boy here. And actually, we'll actually go in game for that because we are actually on the Eagle. Performatively, this thing is a beast. And it just leans so heavily into the torpedo build / the upgrade on the pilot, and the console just really synergized with this. Performatively, first time I think I took this out, I think I did 1 million. And of course we just put the Metator build and whatever traits I had that can of course boost the performance easily did 1 million. And of course when I say easily, captains, that of course if you're in a group of captains that know how to support the DPS player, and on multiple occasions this has just been my top performing ship, and probably still is my top performing ship up to this date. So when I got this last year, up until this date, this ship, when I need to bring the pain, this ship definitely brings the boom. And I don't like the necessary original skin look of this, but this looks good. The only one thing that I don't like about it cosmetically is when you're like in transwarp or going to warp, the nacelles do fold in, like you actually, when you use your actual pilot maneuvers here, they just do that. But when you also go to transwarp or you're warping in sector space, they stay folded. It just looks like a boat. A boat in space. But still, it can't deny performatively how well the ship performs with a torpedo build. Now, just quickly, we're going to show that ship that we wanted to show here. So we're going to go the Monitor, which is right here. Like I was saying, like that looks so sleek. Just the way it looks, yeah. I love how they just call this like an attack support cruiser, and it just works really well in my opinion. And you can even swap out the weapons pod here or the hangar pod here with a weapons pod or a sensor pod, just that battle nebula, and this looks really good in my opinion. Now, the other ship we'll show off here was the legendary Avenger right there, and that's just a better look at the deflector. And that's the only change to it, was literally the deflector on this, but that was enough for me to just say, yep, I'm not going to get the flashback bundle and get that. But again, of all the ships from 2023, the Eagle by far, by a mile, was the best one there. And I'm talking about, again, more performatively. Looks wise, I do like the tier 6 skin. It does look pretty cool. It is pretty small, but man, does she pack a wallop. So captains, that is going to be the video. Again, we just wanted to share our ECs here on the Cstore ships, because we all have now finished our event campaigns, and we have an event campaign coming up where we will have, essentially, if you haven't spent them, because I know there's a lot of captains who haven't spent them, and this video is for you captains who haven't spent them. By the end of this 2024 event campaign, we'll have 4 Cstore ship coupons that we can use. And again, if you're a torpedo captain and you love the Odyssey, because remember, this is in the aft of the Audi. This is the Aquarius, of course. And with that said, this ship is canon, so it also has that going on for us. So we cannot highly recommend a ship enough, along with the others that we went over there in 2023. And 2024, we're getting that 14th anniversary bundle. We're going to have those ships. I'm looking forward to some of the ships there, but also I'm waiting to see what the year 2024 brings us, so that we can again have some ships. But hopefully, captains, you found this video useful in your choice or picking the ships that you want for your tier 6 ship coupon. So with that said, do us a favor, my caps, hit that like button to help the channel out, but also consider subscribing once again to our YouTube channel. And captains, I thank you for the support up to this point. in our channel's life here, and I'm just very, very humbled. And comment below, let us know what ships you ended up getting for your 2023 campaign if you chose the tier 6 ship coupons, and what you plan on getting with your 2024. But if you're gonna be, or you're gonna be like me, just wait for it until to see what 2024 brings us. And I can't wait also, captains, to share our thoughts here on the bridge, and we'll leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.